What is going on, y'all? What's up, baby boys? Let me know if the let me know if the music and everything is okay. Let me know if the music and everything is.
Let me turn this down.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I did this. Let me know if the music and everything is.
Let me turn this down.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I did this. Let me know if the music and everything is.
Let me turn this down.
Hold on. Hold on. I did this. Let me know. Sorry about that. I knew I was gonna do that damn thing. Anyway, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's going down? It's your main man.
The D Podcast Experience. Podcast Experience. Thanks to you for the host.
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? What's up, y'all? What's going down? How's everybody doing? It's another day, right? It is another day, dog. Glad to be here. I hope everyone's having a good day. I'm having a good day so far. Trying to get things done, doing what I do. It's been a strange last few days, man. I think for a lot of people. Just for a lot of people. And you know, there's a lot of people out there that are down. They don't really see any kind of positivity or anything like that. Or it's hard for them to see positivity, I guess I should say. You know, I've never been one to have answers to, you know, questions that everybody always asks as far as like the deep questions. What is my purpose? What is this? What is that? What is this? Which are all great questions to ask. But I think the better question is, instead of asking those type of questions, obviously you got to start with yourself, right? So what I've been doing is basically I just wanted to come on earlier in the day. The times are going to fluctuate, but I just wanted to come on earlier in the day and kind of, depending on where you're at in the world, maybe start your day off well. Or if you're having a shitty day and you run across the channel and you're like, yo, I like this dude. So I'm like, all right. But yeah, we're all here for that positivity. You know what I mean? What up? What up? Funk Shop TV in the building. What's going on, man? What's going on? Man, we had a great time yesterday on Funk Shop TV. I don't know if it's still up, but you guys go check it out because it can't be uploaded to YouTube. It would take too much editing. There was way too much music, but we had a great time. We had a great time. Funk Shop Biggs in the building. Speaking of the great time that we had, it was just a dope ass time. I'm super glad that for the people that tuned in, they had a great time. Because that's one of those things. It can only happen then. It can't happen again. I mean, it can happen again, but it has to be live because we can't just upload it. You know what I mean? We can't just upload it. Let's see. Funk Shop Biggs. I'm not sure if Twitch muted it yet or not. It might still be in my videos. Why listen to it? I don't know. Maybe 2:00 this morning or something like that. But hopefully, you know, like I said yesterday in the stream, how messed up is it that sharing music or playing tribute or emulating or showing love to musical artists is a bad thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially artists who aren't hot right now. So artists who've been hot like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago even. They would love to know that someone is rocking their music. You know what I'm saying? I get YouTube they don't want you making money and this, that, and the other thing unless it's through them, or Twitch is through them. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I understand. But at the same time, come on, man. Like, I don't know. Anyway, my name is Dwayne Johnson. As you can see, the D Johnson. You're tuning in. If you watch this on YouTube, some other time, a month from now, a year from now, whatever the case may be, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Again, and I say this quite often. I'm not really a numbers person. I'm not trying to be like all these big streamers, Ninja and all that. They all have their own little lane, and that's tight. I just trying to spread positivity. This is therapeutic for me. It's therapeutic for a lot of people. And yeah, I feel, because I have this type of energy that's in me, I feel I need to spread it. That's what I feel called to do, is just to spread this energy. People having shitty days. We all have shitty days, but the key is to know that you're not the only one out there having a shitty day. You're not alone. The situation might be yours, or the circumstance might be yours, but the situation, we can probably relate. So, oh, I feel you, Biggs. I just got your message. And I agree. I approve that message, bro. I approve that message, playa. Anyway, so like I did yesterday, sorry, y'all. I'm just answering messages left and right here. There we go. Got it. I kind of want to start your day off. I don't know if your day is starting or what it's doing. That's kind of crazy. I cross my arms and I get a little more red. I don't know if y'all seeing that on there, but I see it on my screen. I turn a little red when it's like, oh, he's mad. He crossing his arms. That's weird. Anyway, auto white balance. That's what that is. Anyway, I kind of want to start it. No, that didn't even make no damn sense. I want to start the day. I want to start this stream on a positive note with some positivity, like we always do. And even though what I'm about to bring up is about a month old, a lot of people don't know about it because I didn't know about it. So this was back in September, so last month, not too long ago. Right now, there's a lot of people screaming defund the police, and police are assholes, and police this, and police that, police this. Let me tell you something. I have friends that are police officers. I have friends that are military police officers. I have friends that want to be police officers. Listen, if you lined up 100 police officers throughout the country, just random, white, black, Asian, whatever, doesn't matter, male, female, whatever you identify with, if you add up 100 just random police officers, you're gonna get 2 or 3, maybe 4 that might go outside the lines a little bit. But it seems like a lot more because those are the ones getting all the attention. Now, I don't agree with what the ones that are getting attention are doing. I don't agree with it, and I think it's bullshit. And I think because of the people that we do have in power, they don't really do as much as they could. That's just my opinion. But I'm going to show y'all something real quick. A good story right here. Check it out. We have, bam. What do police alternatives look like? Denver is a perfect example. Shout out to Denver, man. Can I just say shout out to Denver, because Denver, Colorado was the first to legalize marijuana for medical purposes, of course. I don't know if they have. I think they have. They legalized psilocybin cubensis. So magic mushrooms, for those of you who don't know technical terms or whatever. Do not use it as a party drug, though. That's why the shit got banned in the first place in the 1970s. We lost 50 years of research that could really help people with PTSD and Alzheimer's, depression, like all kinds of stuff. Please, y'all, do your research. It's not just a party drug. But anyway, so what do police alternatives look like? Denver is a perfect example. Check it out. As calls for police reform spread across the country this summer, many cities stepped up to reallocate police funding to social programs to address systemic police violence and racism. One of these cities is Denver, Colorado. The City Support Team Assistance Response, or STAR, program sends a mental health professional and paramedic to non-criminal 911 calls, and so far they have successfully responded to 350 calls. Now, sends a mental health professional and paramedic. Okay. To non-criminal. I don't know what justifies as a non-criminal 911 call. Get my cat out of the tree. I don't know. The STAR program began June 1st, 4 days after protests demanding justice for George Floyd started in the city, with the goal of serving non-dangerous citizens in need while freeing up police to respond to other incidents. The team is unarmed, and so far they have not had to call for police backup on a single call. How cool is that? Let's see. Good morning. What is going on, Francisco? Vinny Cervantes with Denver Alliance, that probably just butchered the shit out of his name, for Street Health Response, told the Denver Post, "We're really trying to create true alternatives to us using police and jails. The team has addressed a wide range of community concerns. One woman who was reported for indecent exposure was changing in an alleyway because she was unhoused and had nowhere else to go." So that's the thing. Real quick, y'all. That's the thing that you have to remember. Like, get the backstory, right? So when you see something, you don't know how, up to what point that person there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. You just don't know what led that person to do that. And so you have to dig deeper. You can't just say this person likes to be naked. You know, they don't have nowhere to go. They were just changing. You have nowhere to go. So anyway, using police jails, the team helped connect her to the city resources and local shelters. They've been dispatched to help the suicidal individual's situation of substance abuse and the mentally ill. When the team was called to respond to a woman in distress sitting on a curb downtown, the team assessed that she was unhoused, overheated, and has gotten lost in an unfamiliar part of the city. They gave her water, a snack, and offered her a ride to somewhere she could find shelter. The STAR program is an expansion of the city's co-responder program, which has been pairing mental health professionals with police officers since 2016. Last year, the program responded to 2,223 calls. Man, that's dope to me. That's dope to me. Mental health, y'all, it's so important. And when I was a kid, mental health wasn't focused. Mental health and regular health was not focused. School lunches were not very good. Now we're realizing that. I had these things, I think it was on Thursdays, we had cheese zombies And cheese zombies, for anybody who knows, who doesn't know what a cheese zombie is, cheese zombies, like, picture a long cookie sheet, like a big old cookie sheet, right? Like the whole top of your stove is a cookie sheet. Lay out dough on the bottom, and the worst type of dough, and then thick ass cheese on top of all the dough, and then more dough on top, and they put it in the oven, and it sounds delicious, and they serve it with a bowl of tomato soup. It sounds delicious, which back then it was. But when you're a kid, you don't really know what delicious is, right? It just tastes good, but you don't know what it is, what it's made of. And it's not it's not made with the best ingredients. I'll just tell you that. At least where I grew up. I didn't grow up in I grew up in lower to middle class area. So currently, STAR is being funded by a grant from Caring for Denver. Collected money is set aside for initiatives to address mental health and substance abuse. Eventually, the program hopes to fund itself with tax revenue as it expands its services. This program is a perfect example of successfully relocating public funds to offer services rather than policing to those in need and improve community health and wellness. When we think about alternatives to policing, it can be difficult to know where to start. Cities like Denver are providing a roadmap for community safety options that really work, y'all. That really work. We want results. We want results. No more excuses. No more, none of that. We want results. That's what we want. Bro, them school lunches were bomb, especially for a buck or two. Yeah, you right, dog. Them school lunches were bomb. They were so good. You know what my favorite lunch, such a fat boy move. My favorite lunch was when it was like mashed potatoes with hamburger and gravy and something else, but they whipped it all together. It wasn't like mashed potatoes, gravy, and then you put ground hamburger on it. It was ground hamburger, mashed potatoes, and this gravy, and it was all mixed together in this big ass pot, and they just, put it on your tray. Almost like that kid, please, sir, may I have some more? It was crazy, but it was so good. It was good. It probably wasn't good for you. But yeah, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. So, well, see, Denver, Colorado, man, they're always ahead of the curve with stuff. They're always ahead of the curve with stuff, and I love it. Big says, mine was their chicken sandwiches. Hey, that special sauce, and I put French fries on mine. Grub as fuck. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's I don't know, man. School lunches are just, they're crazy. They're crazy. Let's see, what is this? No. There we go. Yeah, no, it's crazy. And then the least school lunch I liked, the nachos. We had some fake ass nachos, man. We had nachos that were just no good. They weren't good. Chips were stale. Like the cheese, like if you didn't eat it within 30 seconds of it being on your plate, the cheese would turn back into like a brick or whatever. It wasn't even brick cheese. It was like, it wasn't even Velveeta. It was like, you know how people, at least where I grew up, like some people had Kool-Aid and then some had like grape drink or whatever. And my school had like the grape drink of cheese. It wasn't Velveeta. It wasn't Kraft. It wasn't, none of that. It wasn't even government cheese. It was just weird, made in the laboratory next to where blubber was made. Y'all remember blubber? I remember blubber. Anyway, yeah, so school lunches were crazy back then. School lunches were crazy, man. Yeah, Flubber was dope. Flubber was dope. Anyway, so another story of positivity, which I think is pretty dope. Positive news, right? So positive news, because I think we all know somebody who's locked up and needs kind of help to change their ways so they don't end up in the same predicament. So inside story, the charity helping men in prison become better fathers. Okay. Now, having strong relationships with family and friends plays a crucial role in rehabilitating people after their release from prison. Helping to nurture this is Safe Ground, a charity that supports men in prison to develop or rebuild their personal relationships with partners, parents, or children. John, pictured above with his ex-partner Charlotte, right there. Cute couple. Purple hair. All right. My man got some tattoos up here on top of his dome. I couldn't do it. Pictured above with his ex-partner Charlotte is a graduate of Fathers Inside, a program run by Safe Ground, which uses drama and other creative activities to help participants better understand their role as parents. According to research, participants of the program are 40% less likely to reoffend than the average. But I think that would depend on their first offense. Like, what is it that they're into, right? But John is a father of 3. He has 2 boys and a daughter. Being honest with Pearl, the daughter, has paid dividends, not just to our relationship, but to hers with my mom and her brothers too, he said. The above image, taken while John was on a day release 8 weeks before his release from prison, is part of a photographic project about fatherhood and masculinity to mark the 25th anniversary of Safe Ground. Nice. I put my life under a microscope and realized how much I have to change to have positive impact. Now I'm gonna pause on that for a second. Pause on that. I'm gonna read that again. In quotations, old boy says, I put my life under a microscope and realized how much I have to change to have a positive impact. How much I have to change, to have a positive impact. A lot of people, I think, sometimes go through life looking for this positive change when they don't realize it's within themselves, right? Because it's about outlook and perspective. But if your outlook and perspective is all about you and how you are before you need to make these positive changes, then that's all you're going to see is the criminal mind, because that's what you're used to, right? So it's like survival of the fittest almost, depending on how you were raised and where you were from. So that quote, I put my life under a microscope and realized how much I have to change to have a positive impact. We all have to do that, man. We all have to do that. Now, I don't know if you're new to the stream or if you're not new to the stream, or if you know me in real life or you don't know me in real life. One thing that you will know is I'm about energy. I'm about positive energy. And we also carry negative energy, right? There has to be a yin and yang. There has to be a balance. But what we choose to do with our energy is up to us. The energy that gets sent to us or gets thrown at us, we have the choice either to absorb it or we have the choice to deflect it. One of the problems is a lot of people don't know how to deflect it because of that original mindset that I was talking about. So they're just absorbing negative energy after negative energy without understanding why they're absorbing that negative energy. You know what I'm saying? So the more you know, the more you know. So anyway, getting back to the story right quick, y'all. The project also saw John speaking honestly about his relationships with his mother as a child and the view of masculinity he had growing up. Opening up about this topic is one of the hardest things he has ever done, he said. John is determined not to be defined by his sentence. I put my actions, thoughts, and life under a microscope and came out to realize how much I have to change to have a positive impact on my life and those in it, he said, adding that the program has, quote, got me in touch with emotions I haven't felt in ages. That's what I'm talking about, man. Of his wife, from whom he is now separated, he says, Charlotte saved my life 25 years ago. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today. Shout out to John, man. Shout out to John. And for all those that are going through a hard-ass time right now, you are not your situation. Remember that shit. You are not your situation. Okay? Sometimes it feels like, fuck, man, I'm not doing anything in life. I'm just sitting around, nothing's happening, this and that. We got COVID going on, we got riots going on, we got people arguing, we got division, all this other stuff. So there's a lot of negative energy that we're absorbing, right? But we don't have to absorb it. We don't have to. It's a choice. It's a choice. One of the problems is we're so obsessed with technology that, you know, it's like something. Now don't quote me on this. This ain't, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a numbers person as far as like stats and all that, but I bet you there's a high percentage of people that when they wake up, the first thing they do is this. The first thing they do is grab their phone, check their Facebook, check their Instagram, check their Twitter, check this, check that, instead of waking up and taking the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes of your day to just chill, to maybe stretch, maybe put on some meditation music, go get some coffee, get some tea, but sit with yourself for your first 20 to 30 minutes of the day. Don't hop on the negative bandwagon on social media and absorb that first thing of the day. You don't want it. You don't want it. I promise. You don't want that. So, Sandra D in the building. Good morning. Yes, your energy is positive and we speak the same language from day one. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's that's what it's all about, man. Yesterday was a prime example for anybody that tuned in to Funk Shop. For anybody that tuned in to Funk Shop Big's Twitch channel, man. Last night was such an amazing energy exchange. Music was going. We were in our element, you know. Didn't care what it sounded like, didn't care nothing. It was just positive vibes, man. It was just positive vibes. And I know if we can do it, there's other people out there that can do it. And you know what that means? That means if there's enough of those people, eventually everyone's going to come together eventually. We just have to keep working hard. We just have to make sure we're okay. And if we're not okay, we need to say we're not okay so we can get okay. So we can get with people that might not be okay, might be more okay than they are, but surround yourself with like-minded people, right? That's the golden rule. Surround yourself with like-minded people. You don't have to be friends with every single person in this world. You don't. I truly believe that. But if you respect everybody in this world as you want to be respected, a lot less drama would be happening. Excuse me. So yeah. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know? Funk Shop Big says, 5 rule. I'm talking about this on, yes, Funk Shop TV tonight. Yes, please do. And y'all make sure to tune in on that too. Tune in on that. Hey B, I gotta get your information too, so I can type that in. I think I actually got it working. Let me test this out, y'all. Let me test this out, y'all. Oh my goodness, look at that right there. Your boy done studied a little bit and got it to work. Let's see. Menbuko, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Says, do you leave a light on after bedtime? Because I get a little scared in the dark sometimes if it's a strange place. I tell you this, I do have to be able to see where an exit is. If I can see where an exit is, I'm good. I don't care how dark it is because I know where the exit is. But there are definitely some people that they need to have that kind of light on and whatnot, because sometimes I don't feel, this is just my opinion, I don't feel that the dark is what scares people. What I feel is what happens in the dark that scares people. It's like people that say they're scared of heights, right? You're not scared of heights. You're scared of what happens if you fell from that height. That's what you're scared of. So to me, it's kind of the same thing as far as the dark goes. So, Function Biggs, you got free time today? Let's work on your channel a little bit, either today, Saturday, or Sunday. Okay, we can do it, man. I have 2 photo shoots later today. I got to shoot. I should be free probably. I should be free after 5:36, something like that. But right, we'll make it happen. Nobody's afraid of heights; they're afraid of falling. That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is. And even figuring that out, even figuring out the fear factor, that's half the battle. Because once you can figure out what the true fear is, and not have a blanket fear, right? Once you figure out what that is, then you can start working on that. But I will say, Membuko, sorry again if I'm butchering your name. Keep leaving that light on, man, and try to figure out what it is that you need that light on for. What does that represent for you? Does it represent safety? Especially in a place that you're not familiar with. That 100%, I get it. 100%, I get it. When I was growing up, I didn't have to have like a night light or a lamp in my room, but I did have to have the hallway light on when I was growing up. And again, that was because of the exit. Because my thing is I don't want to be trapped. Like, that's the worst. Not being able to get out of something that you want to get out of, that's the worst. For me anyway. That's just for me. But I totally understand the statement. So, okay, Big says he plans on going on live at 8. Let's do this. We can make it happen, bro. We can make it happen. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to show y'all real quick that blew me away. So I know yesterday that 4-year-old girl that was making those presents after she had a dream that kids weren't going to have presents for Christmas, man, yeah. Where is it? There's a lot on here about people in jail, man. Dang. Okay, so this again was last month. And Biggs, you're going to appreciate this one because I was somebody who just didn't give a fuck about politics, because this was my reason for not giving a shit. It's not that I didn't care. It's that I didn't see any point in talking to anybody about it, because any experience that I've ever had or ever seen always ended up like in an argument. So I just, yeah. So it just threw me off. I never wanted to do it. I never wanted to do it. Yeah, I just, the thing is, if we can't have a conversation Miss Sandra D, back to the negative energy, if you may. Of course you may. Of course you may. It's my stream, but it's for everybody. We're all here. This is like a conversational soup, if you will. Conversation gumbo. We can talk about whatever. But this next story I'm going to bring up, I know Big is going to appreciate this. And while she's doing that, while Miss Sandra D is typing that up, I do want to say once again, shout out to everybody that was on Funk Shop Biggs last night. Shout out to everybody who supports Funk Shop TV. It's on. If you're watching this on YouTube, go to Twitch and follow Funk Shop TV and Funk Shop Biggs, and of course myself. And I do have another stream as well that I haven't streamed. I haven't been able to stream from in like a year because just studio moves and just life and all that kind of stuff. Called the D Podcast Experience, which this is actually kind of slowly just kind of turning into this, but this is more of a personal, like my thought type stuff. The podcast is more interviewing people and having conversations with people in real life. This is for me and getting stuff out of my head, and it's very therapeutic and stuff like that. So that's what this is for. Yes, speak freely. You may speak freely. We got to get Sandra D on a computer setup with Twitch. I can only imagine the knowledge and experience and wisdom she can bless us all with. I agree. 100%. 100%. Tell you what, I'll private message you and bring my thoughts to you. Oh, okay. Okay, that's not a problem. Whatever you want to do, Miss Sandra D. Whatever you want to do, I would love to hear it. Because we are all an open book around here. And, whatever is on our minds, that's another thing. I know I keep talking about it as well, as far as the internet, the good things and the bad things about the internet. One of the good things is when you're on a platform like this, we can talk about anything we want to talk about. And my main concern is making sure it's a safe place for people to express whatever it is they want to express without judgment, without any kind of people looking down on them and all that kind of stuff. So, yes, ma'am, whatever you'd like to do, we make it happen. I needed to hear you. Hey. Yes. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that, you're tuning in, and I'm glad, like I said yesterday on the stream yesterday, I don't expect anything. I get on here and I talk. I'm silly, I'm goofy, but at the same time, it's therapeutic for me. I have a lot of stuff on my mind. Some of it is complex. Some of it doesn't make sense. Yeah. So it's, I don't know, but I like this platform. I like the simple fact that we can do kind of whatever we want besides music, which still blows my mind, but it don't matter. We still get down though. We still get down. But, so what I want to bring up real quick, bam, to vote or not to vote. 7 facts on why you should. This is, and again, I'm not a huge political person. Vote for who you want to vote for. I'm not going to dog you for voting this way or that way or this way. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. My main concern is, even if we disagree on something, we can still walk away cordial. We can still walk away like, hey, you want to go get a sandwich? Hey, we're still friends just because of this. Because as I also said, if we can find common ground on one thing, we can find common ground on many, right? I don't know anybody who is for child sex trafficking. I don't care how you vote. Left, right, up, down, backwards, forwards. I don't know anybody who, except for the people that are in it, that agree with that shit, right? So, my point being, it doesn't matter. If you can find common ground in one thing or another, that means you can find common ground other places. So, let's see. Big says, funk that Trump voters aren't my friends. They're the frenemy. That's crazy. Francisco, have you voted yet? No, I'm not allowed to vote yet. But I am getting that taken care of, in large in part because of the discussion that Biggs and I have had over the last couple years. And not only that, it's very important. If we want change, obviously, that's just like I said, if we want change, we have to look within ourselves, right? So looking within myself, I have to ask myself what's really important, because it's not just for me. It's for my kids, right? What are we leaving? How are we leaving our country? How are we leaving it to them? Like, in what shape is it going to be in? That's what's important. So anyway, to vote or not to vote, 7 facts on why you should. We recently published an article on how to vote during a pandemic, but let's take a step back and talk about why you should vote at all. If you're on the fence about exercising your civil liberties, or even if you're a passionate advocate for democratic participation, here's 7 facts that demonstrate why your vote matters. Because that's another thing is, and I'll say this real quick before I get into the story. I will say that I used to be one of those people that said, man, it doesn't matter, right? The problem with that is not the simple fact of thinking it doesn't matter. The problem with that is, if I thought that, how many more people thought that? Not because I thought that, but just I'm a human being on this rock, and I voting doesn't matter. If I think that, other people are thinking that as well. And then if you get enough people that say, fuck it doesn't matter, then nothing changes and we keep getting screwed over. That's the problem with my vote doesn't matter, right? That's the problem with it. And I was willing to look in the mirror and say, man, I'm fucking up. It does matter. Your vote does matter. So, number 1, the young vote carries weight, right? The young vote carries weight. Young voters have some of the lowest turnout rates around the world, yet they make up 1/3 of eligible voters. Generation Z is also the most ethnically and racially diverse group of voters and will be impacted for the longest by policies and candidates elected. Yes, this is true. Almost twice as many millennials voted in 2018 than in 2014, but we need to continue to up these numbers. If you're a young voter and your peers hold real weight in this upcoming election, so register today. Let me read that again. If you're a young voter, you and your peers hold real weight in this upcoming election, so register. Did you just hear how much you make up? 1/3 of eligible voters. That's huge, y'all. That's huge. Huge. You can register before you're 18. Another stat for young voters, you must be a legal adult to cast the general election ballot, but many states allow you to pre-register to vote as young as 16, and some even allow 17-year-olds to participate in primary elections. Now, what a lot of people, y'all can't even see what I'm, for a lot of people, some people take issue with that. Some say, Well, maybe you can be too young to vote, right? The only issue I see is the same issue we have now, right? The same issue we have now as far as people voting just the same way their friends vote, or they vote the same way their parents vote. Just because that's how they vote. They have no informational intellect on why they're voting that way. They don't have enough information to make their own informed decision. So they're just making the decision based on the people they're around. That's not the right way to vote. You need to dive in. The voter's pamphlet, I'm going to be honest, is boring as fuck. They need to do something with it. But go through that voter's pamphlet and look at these people. If you want change, we need to get the right type of people in there. And it's not just about presidency and vice president and all that. It's about the seats in the state. It's about the underbosses is what I like to call them. The underbosses, right? That 365th chair in the state. That's just, those are important. When you see those signs on the side of the road and that says vote for this, vote for that, you don't know who that is, look them up. Do research. We have to do better. You heard that, right? Everyone hears that. We have to do better. It's true. We have to do better. Let's see. A single vote can make a difference. It can feel like the actions of one person are insignificant in a sea of citizens, but over the past 20 years, more than a dozen races were decided by a single vote or ended in a tie. More than a dozen races were decided by a single vote or ended in a tie. Number 4, more companies are giving employees flexibility to exercise their civil duty or their civic duty. In 2014, 35% of people didn't vote because of a scheduling conflict, but companies in 22 states are required to provide paid time off to vote. If your state isn't one of them, registering for a mail-in ballot is an effective and quick way to still make your voice heard. But y'all hear about those people that are throwing fire inside of these ballot boxes and burning up all the votes? Like, just asinine. Makes no sense, y'all. It's crazy. Number 5, mail-in capabilities are expanding, whether due to the pandemic concerns or other mobility issues. It's not always easy to wait in line at your local polling station. Fortunately, more states are allowing citizens to vote by mail, and 5 are even mandating it. Check out our map here to see what the rule for vote-in mailing looks like in your state. Early voting improved turnout. So number 6, early voting has been linked to improved voter turnout due to higher flexibility for voters. South Dakota and Minnesota open up early in-person voting with an absentee ballot of up to 46 days before general election. Number 7, online resources make registration all the more easy. With the ease of the internet, you can now register to vote in 39 states and easily check your voter's registration online. In some states, you can even check to see when your ballot was counted if you mailed it in. Unfortunately, voter turnout in the U.S. is much lower than other developed nations, but it is an unparalleled way to have a say in the future laws and leaders of our country. Election Day is November 3rd. We hope these states encourage you to cast your ballot. If you haven't registered to vote yet, do so. It's crazy, y'all. We only got a few days left. Make your voice heard. Scream it from the rooftops, Listen. Again, I can care less who you vote for. I don't care. It's your vote. It's your opinion. It's how you think. But the only thing I have a problem with is if you voted that way because your best friend voted that way, or your parents voted that way, or the general people you hang out with voted that way. You don't have to vote the way your friends vote. Vote for yourself. That's the power we have. That's the power we have. Just do some research. That's all I'm saying. Just do some research. Let's see. All right. And Miss Sandra D, I didn't know if you were messaging Biggs or who you were messaging or whatnot, but hopefully it gets discussed and maybe get some introspect. I don't know if you're even looking for introspect. I don't know, but but one thing is, as far as negative energy goes and positive energy goes, I will say we have the ability for energy exchange, right? A lot of people are like, well, D, what's energy exchange? Energy exchange is, I'll give you an example. We have the ability to really fuck somebody's day up, or we have the ability to make the day better. I'm going to give you an example. And this has nothing to do with boy, girl, or whatever, but let's say you wake up and you're not in the best of moods. You go to the grocery store, somebody cuts you off, gets the parking spot maybe you wanted. You're already irritated when you woke up. Now that irritates you a little bit more. You walk into the store, somebody's there putting produce, right? They're stacking apples or stacking whatever. And one of the apples drops on the ground and rolls by your feet. You just turn around, or you look down, you look at it, then you look at the person and you just keep walking because you're in a bad mood, right? You're in a bad mood. So now that's an energy exchange. That look you gave that person, you exchange the energy that you have within you into that person, because now that person looks at you and's like, well, you couldn't just help me out? You couldn't just pick that up? So now you go on about your business. That person picks up that apple, sets it back up on the thing, and now they're irritated because that person didn't help, right? So that irritation now is festering inside of them. Now let's say the produce person is still putting produce away, right? Still putting produce away. Somebody comes up and says, hey, I can't find this. The produce person says, it's in aisle 7. That person goes to aisle 7, it's not there. That person comes back and he starts yelling. Not yelling, but just giving the hard time to the person who's doing who's stacking the apples, right? Now 2 people. Energy exchange. Boom. That person gets off work. They're exhausted. They go home now. They're irritated when they were just fine. They go home now and they spread that irritation to whoever's around them, right? Unless they have an outlet or something like that. But my point being is we have the ability for energy exchange. I'm going to give you a different example, a positive example of what could happen. Let's say you wake up in a great mood. You go to the store. You see that person stacking apples. The apple drops. You reach down, you pick it up. You make eye contact with the person, you make a smile, you go, here you go. That person says, oh man, thank you, I appreciate that. Then what you do, instead of that, you go one step further and say, man, I really like your shoes. Or man, I really like your shirt. Or man, I really like, if you notice something on them that catches your eye and you're like, oh man, that's awesome, tell them. Tell them. That's energy exchange. That's energy exchange. You understand what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people need to hear certain things. And when they go without hearing it for so long, or go without feeling appreciated for so long, it starts to wear on them. And then if it happens over and over and over, you start to think, shit, man, maybe I deserve all this negative energy. What have I done in the past to deserve all this? When it has nothing to do with the past. It's just an energy exchange, you know? especially if you're in a situation where it's just negative all over. The whole world is in that space right now, you know. So let's see. Let's see, Sandra D. She says, I just have some ideas I've implemented in my daily routine that's helped me to stay on track, and I'd like to pass it on. Thoughts that may be helpful for others. I'll message you both. I would absolutely enjoy the opportunity to share my story of the turning point from negative to positive. That's awesome. That's badass to me. Thanks, Dwayne. I need to go. Have a great day. You have a great day. I appreciate you stopping in and chilling with us. But see, what's up, baby girl? But see, I just want to bring attention to this real quick, y'all. Thoughts that may be helpful for others. I would absolutely enjoy the opportunity to share my story of the turning point from negative to positive. That's a positive energy exchange, y'all, right? Experience. That's what I'm talking about. Miss Sandra D, I appreciate you. That's what it is, y'all. It's positive energy exchange, man. It's positive energy exchange, because when you're just in a negative funk all the time, you get drained. It's like trying to run in mud. You ever try to run in mud, but the mud is like up to like halfway up on your shins? That's what it's like, man. You can't reach your full speed, your full potential. You can't run freely because you're just using all this energy trying to just run in mud. And running in mud sucks, by the way. But yeah, so as human beings, we have to understand we all have times where we're low. We all have times where we're high. What we don't have, in my opinion, is the medium, right? The medium. Not too high, not too low. We're right here. And when it dips, it kind of comes back up, you know? But having the wherewithal to understand and sit with yourself and be like, what is it that's going on? What is it that I can do to change my positive outlook so this negativity will just bounce off of me, right? That's what I think the key to change is looking within yourself and trying to see, you know, what's going on, what you're doing. So hey, positive vibe exchange or vice versa is so true. You are right, Mouse. You are right. You know, and it's through all facets of life, right? It doesn't matter if you're a politician, a garbage man. It doesn't matter if you're a cashier. It doesn't matter. Positivity exchange and negativity exchange works anywhere, on any person, for anything, no matter what it is. You ever watch football team and when the quarterback starts hanging his head on an interception and then the camera pans to the sideline, everyone's head's down, it's just all negative, and the team plays like shit and it's still negative? They go hand in hand. Playing like shit and negativity goes hand in hand. And you see the other sideline, they're all happy, jumping for joy and all that other stuff. It's not because they're winning. It's because their positive outlook, their positive attitude. That's what it is. Some people focus better when they're losing something or something like that, when they're losing a game. But that's few and far between. As human beings, we're not designed to just stay in negativity. We're not designed to stay in isolation. We're just not. Why do you think the worst place in prison is solitary confinement? It's the worst place because as human beings, we're not meant to be isolated like that. Now, I understand, people wanting to like buy land or whatever and go way out and get their house on that property, and the neighbors aren't around, no one's around. Like, I get that. I get it. That would be totally awesome. But what I'm saying is, you come into the city, you still have friends you get a hold of, you meet up with every once in a while. You still have to have that connection. And for people to think that doesn't need to happen, or that doesn't happen, yes, it does. It does happen. And you are correct, baby girl. Positivity's way better. It's way better. How much is it? How awesome is it to sit around with some friends and laugh and joke around and kind of poke fun at each other, and just it's all love, right? It's all in good faith. It's all just chilling, rather than sitting at home dwelling and just reverberating that negativity. It's on repeat. It's on repeat. It's not even on shuffle. So you're not even getting little bits of positivity. It's just negative after negative after negative. Now, guess what? Let's get on social media. Let's scroll Facebook. People complaining. People not in the best part of their life right now. We absorb all of that, man, because we pay attention to all that. We pay attention to all that. And then you have like Instagram. People.
Hello.
Thanks for the follow. You're watching the D Podcast Experience.
I appreciate it, Miss Lorraine, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you so much. I appreciate that love right there. You guys, I understand people go through shit in life. We all know somebody going through something, right? Regardless whether it's a cousin, a friend, sister, brother, whatever. We all know somebody going through something. The thing is we all go through things. And because we all go through things, that means we can sit down and we can relate. We might not be going through that exact situation, but we can relate onto what it feels like to feel like shit, to feel like you don't matter, to feel like you're not worthy, right? We know what that feels like on whatever level it is. But one thing we also have to understand, all those things eventually get self-projected into our own psyche if we go through it enough, right? That's why we have people that don't believe in themselves. They're not confident because either they've heard that they're not good so many times, or they keep trying and they fail, and they're just destined. They're like, I'm just destined to fail. I just accept it. Nah, you never accept failure. Never accept failure. Now, I'm not saying to keep trying and banging your head against the wall. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, if one way didn't work, try a different way. If that way doesn't work, try a different way. You know? There's this awesome meme or picture or whatever you want to call it. There is it's a picture of a guy who has an axe pick, and he's digging through this tunnel, and then it's a side view, right? So he's digging through this tunnel, and the journey's been so long. It shows how long this tunnel is, and he just gives up. And all he needs is one more swing. He doesn't see that if he were to swing one more time, he would break through to the other side. And he stops. One swing. That's all he needed. He stopped one swing early because he just gave up. There's so many people in the world that do that. They're just one or two swings away from breaking through, and they just stop. It's you guys, life is amazing. It really is. The world is awesome. It's full of some awesome ass people, different cultures, different religions, different lifestyles, different whatever. How awesome is that there is so much diversity in the world, but that diversity is just riddled with division right now. Is it set up that way? A little bit. But I think when you look inside here and you start looking at yourself, you know, there's a saying that goes, if you kill all the demons inside, there's nothing that can hurt you outside. And I truly believe that, because it's just like I said yesterday, or maybe I said it on Funk Shop TV, I don't know, but if someone gives you an attitude or gives you shit and you didn't do anything to warrant that, you didn't do anything to warrant them giving you shit, you know it has nothing to do with you. And they're going through whatever it is they're going through. But the thing is instead of being like, oh, fuck that person, they ain't got nothing, they're mad at some other shit, find out what that other shit is. Because maybe they just need someone to talk to. You know? It just, like everyone's been saying, it's positivity just feels good. It just feels good. It just feels good. Baby girl, it's amazing. Just makes everyone feel better. You damn right it does. You damn right it does. But it's I don't know, y'all. Maybe I'm a dreamer. Maybe I believe in something that'll never happen, but in my mind it will. It will. Just like when I had that thought that my vote doesn't matter, and I knew there was other people out there that thought the same way, and if enough people think that way, nothing's gonna get changed. It's the same thing when I think, man, life is awesome. And when you find other people that are like-minded, that think life is awesome as well, there's harmony there. And yes, life ebbs and flows, right? It's about ebbs and flows. You're gonna have some hard times, some real hard times, some super hard times that you thought you couldn't get through, but you're here, right? And then you're gonna have amazing times. You're gonna have amazing times. You're gonna have times that are like, oh, I never want this to end. But those times will happen again, okay? The thing is like I said, we can't get too high and we can't get too low. We have to maintain and understand that we're in control. We are in control of how we react to things. We're not in control of what happens to us as far as life and all this other stuff. And people say, oh, life shits on me and life is so hard on me. And why does life do this? Life is going to be what it is. Life is going to be what it is every single day, every single minute, every single hour. What we can control is how we react to life. And again, if your first reaction to when life throws something at you is to crawl up and just get in that funk, there's something that needs to be done. And like I said, like I started this an hour ago, mental health is important. If you need help, you need someone to talk to. If you just need to not feel alone, reach out. Take your ego. This is what I want you to do. Take your ego, right? Take your ego and set it aside. Set your ego aside and say, chill for a second. Be human. Be human and say, man, I need some help. I'm just not feeling it today. I'm just not feeling it today. And I just need somebody out there to understand. Just understand. That's it. Sometimes people don't even want answers to their problems. They already know what they need to do. They just want someone to acknowledge their existence. That's awesome. We have that power. That's what true power is. Power isn't money. Power isn't how many cars you have. Power isn't how big your house is. None of that, because you can lose all that the next day. You can lose all that stuff the next day. What you can't lose is your effort. What you can't lose is the positivity exchange between people. What you can't lose is what's up in here if you exercise it, right? It's like a muscle. If you exercise this the right way, everything's fine. But if this isn't working right, you need to tell somebody. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy. You're going through shit. You're going through shit. It's okay. Regardless, it's okay. And I understand that. I get it. I get it. So anyway, and y'all know I can go on forever and ever and ever and ever about that. But my lunch is over. Glad I could catch this for a little while. I appreciate you, baby girl. I'm glad you can catch it too. Go finish out your day like a damn rock star. And, I'll see you. I know you'll be on Funk Shop TV later on this evening. I appreciate you stopping by. Baby girl says, everybody have a fantastic day. Look at y'all tuning in, man, on your lunch breaks. Maybe you're in traffic. I don't know, but wherever you're at, man, I appreciate the love, y'all. I appreciate the love. And I want to show you one thing that I was cracking up on. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Every once in a while I get sent videos they're pretty hilarious. They're just funny. They're innocent, because falling down videos are hilarious, and it's like, you don't want anybody to get hurt, but it's honesty, right? It's funny. Sometimes it's funny when you watch somebody fall, even though you don't want them to get hurt. It's just funny. But this is like an innocent type of thing. Let's see. Yeah, this is I gotta turn the volume down so we don't get in trouble for playing the volume. So I don't watch tennis. I respect tennis. I can't play it and all that kind of stuff. But have you guys seen the video of the ball boy that gets like the tennis balls, and then as he runs back to the wall to stand there, he like trips and slams into the wall? I don't know why, but it cracks me the hell up. It cracks me the hell up. Look at this kid. Watch this kid. Bam! Oh my gosh, man. And you want to know what's crazy about that? What's super crazy about that is, like, I don't know how many this views this video has. Like, I don't care. I don't follow stuff like that. But can you imagine him going to school the next day and be like, bro, what happened? Like, how did you fall? And the thing is, he's trying to be quick, right? Look, he's trying to be quick. Bam! Ooh. And then the tennis player looks back at him like, yo. The tennis player is like, what? He's looking back like, what happened? And this kid's just looking down at the ground like, damn, I done fucked up. But this way, pay attention to these. I don't know if you can see my my cursor right here or whatever the case may be. But take a look at the people in the stands. Take a look at the people in the stands. Watch their reaction. So the kid gets the ball. Bam! This dude up here in the upper left-hand corner, he's hella looking over like, what just happened? And then the dude next to him, the dude on the kid's right, and the hat bent over right here like an umpire, he's looking like, bro. It's just, yeah. Watching people fall down or trip, I don't know what it is, man. Something funny about it. You know why? Because I know when I trip, I look hilarious because I'm a bigger dude than normal, and so when big people fall, I don't care who you are. When big people fall, it's funny. It's just funny. That doesn't mean you want them to get hurt. It doesn't mean anything. It just means it's hilarious to me. It's hilarious. But I fall too, so everyone trips, everyone falls. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna have to get going. I gotta hit this gym, but I just want to say, Positivity Exchange is real. Make sure you vote because it matters, and make somebody's day today. I know yesterday I said I gave y'all some homework, and I said what I want you to do is make somebody smile today. Not a family member, I'm talking about a complete stranger. Make them smile. Not creepy, but just make them smile. You never know who needs the smile that day. That's another thing. You never know who needs the smile. All right. Yes, I'm going to hit a raid. I'm going to hit a raid. I'm not going to forget this time, bruh. I am not going to forget this time. But I want to thank y'all for rocking with me. Francisco, thank you for checking in. Biggs, as always. I love the support, man. Baby girl, Lorraine, thanks for the follow. Miss Sandra D, thank you. Yeah, make sure to tune in. Funk Shop Biggs, Funk Shop TV tonight, 8:00. And we'll be rocking. So I'm gonna start raiding. Finish him. And and we're gonna go ahead and raid. So just give me a second, y'all. And on that note, as y'all already know, I love y'all. Love yourself so we can love others, all right? Peace. It's gonna raid in just a second. There we go. Peace, y'all.